the most frightening experience was being present when a lady was about to give birth. And
on the street?
No, this was in her house.
Okay.
It was on a Sunday morning, and I was told to go to an address in Radstock because somebody was having a baby. But what I didn't realise was that she was in labour.
Traveled from a trailblazing career in the Avon and Somerset police force to becoming a powerful new voice in literature. Bev Douglas has lived a life full of purpose and transformation, I would say. Born in Bristol to Jamaican parents, she spent over 3 decades in public service, mentoring young people and championing community causes. She's now retired. Bev has turned to writing, and her debut novel, Cutie, is a moving, multi-generational story rooted in the Windrush experience, identity, and resilience. Bev joins us now to talk about her journey and the inspiration behind her writing. Good evening and welcome to the BBC, Bev. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm pleased to be here.
Oh, I just we were talking off microphone before that. I interviewed many years ago, and your words were you used like a very small microphone, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah, and it was outside. It was
it was outdoor.
Yeah.
Trying to think about the memories. So anyway, that's the nature of the game. It's just fun to meet people, and you're someone that's rightly from the community that I belong to, and it's been proud talking to you all these few years. Your career in policing gave you a front row seat to the challenges and triumphs of inner city life. How did those experiences shape the story you tell in Cutie?
Well, the interesting thing is, Cutie came about the last 5 years, I would say, of my police career, and I was a school beat manager at Fairfield High School in Bristol, and myself and the librarian were talking about childhood memories, and the stories started rolling off from my memory of all the things I got up to when I grew up in Bristol, and puberty and so forth. And she said to me, you need to record this. So one day I was at home bored, and I just started typing on my laptop, reliving these stories, and before I knew it, I had written several short stories, which still made me laugh.
So essentially, you're the young girl who grew up in the Windrush family during the time of political and social upheaval.
Yes.
Yeah? That was you.
That was me.
Wow. So your own memories has made your story, and you spent your life serving and protecting communities. And if you didn't do this while you were at Fairfield, you might not have come up with this idea of writing your own book when you finished.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, through writing, you've preserved and shared so many stories, like you mentioned in this book. What does storytelling allow you to express that policing didn't?
Well, it allowed me to, the story allowed me to then open up about the career, the 30-year career that I've embarked on, and write in a different way. So starting from writing about childhood stuff, once this book was finished, it just evoked another part of me that needed to be opened up.
I mean, the 30-year career, it's all out in the open now. You've written in a book called Cutie. What stands out for you? What would you say was the most, wow story of your 30-year career in the police?
Right, let me just take you back, because Cutie talks about my earliest memory when my parents came up to 18. And at the end of that book, I reference to my police career. So the new book that is with the editor at the moment is will start of my career as a special constable in 1983 at the age of 19. So there are lots and lots of incidences I can talk about.
Tell us one.
I'll tell you one that the most frightening experience was being present when a lady was about to give birth. And
on the street?
No, this was in her house.
Okay.
It was on a Sunday morning, and I was told to go to an address in Radstock because somebody was having a baby. But what I didn't realise was that she was in labour. So I got there as quick as I could, and she was rolling around in the floor. And not being a mother or having that experience, she gave birth in front of me. And thankfully, the midwife came
After?
well, just as the
before.
baby was about to
Okay.
come out. And I remember just sitting back and thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have to do this. And saying to my colleagues who arrived, just get some towels. That's what you see on on the films. The baby was born and she was okay, but that was the most scary thing that I could think of. That
Because
it's life-changing.
Yeah, listeners will be thinking, oh, police officer, it's got to be crime. They're chasing crime. But you guys go through some other social activities, such
Yeah.
as the one you just mentioned.
Yeah.
You know, you've been thinking, when you're saying one of the most scary ones, I was thinking you're going to tell us about a moment where you went into a house and somebody approached you aggressively. You know that kind of story you expect being a police person.
Yeah.
So, I mean, would you advise young people listening today to join the force?
When I retired, I think in any organisation, you're just glad to be out because there is a lot of political change. But the young people that are out there now, they've changed with the current environment of which we live in. And for me, it's absolutely the best career that I could have chosen. I think young people need to have a lot of life experiences, but I wouldn't discourage anybody to follow that career. What we need to do is make sure we plant the seed with young people as early as 5 years old, to make sure that it continues and that thread continues throughout their life, so that they are prepared and they are constantly thinking about a career of choice within the police.
Okay, so going back to your book, thank you for that. I think that's really encouraging for any young person. A young person listening out there, I think I would feel encouraged from your words. And so from that career, you're now a writer.
Yeah.
And why should anyone pick up Cutie, the first book? And I want to know also about the next one coming. And
Because Cutie is a lot of fun. It's raw. It's about a tomboy who was part of the movement as a child for keeping Felix Road Adventure Playground open, and that's my charity. It's just an amazing place. I was free, I was feral, and I could be who I wanted to be as a child growing up.
Yeah.
And I built lifelong relationships and friendships with my friend Paulette, who is the main character in that book.
So would you agree that the themes to Cutie is unrest, identity, and a buried trauma?
Certainly race and identity. The trauma comes with the death of Mum, and that is something that I hadn't intended to put in the book, but it's part of that journey. The trauma also comes from experiencing racism, my parents receiving all sorts of racial abuse, and then obviously that continued throughout my life and my older siblings' lives, and they would have, as an older first generation, would have experienced that and been abused more than I. However, I did have my own share of racism.
Okay. On a final note, the new book, why should we pick that up?
Because it tells a story of a lone black teenager going into an organisation where there was misogyny, racism, sexism, and it meant that I needed to break down barriers, and in order to do that and to make change, you had to be on the inside to make that change. I made amazing friends from my white counterparts who are still part of the police family, although a lot of people don't see it as a police family, but it is. But when I suffered abuse from the black community, they were there within the rank and file who helped keep me safe. They protected me and they encouraged me to carry on the journey. And I'm a testament to that, having worked almost 35 years within the same organisation. And as a British police officer, it has its ups and its downs, but it was definitely something that I thoroughly enjoyed.
Do you feel you made some changes inside while you were inside?
Absolutely. An activist, a change maker, and somebody who cared.
And you were loved at the end of it, right?
Yes.
Bev Douglas, I say thank you so much. What's the new book called, and when can we pick it up?
The new book is called PC Bev, and it's coming out in October. And the reason why it's called PC Bev is because the students at Fairfield High School gave me that name. And
PC
they used
Bev.
to say things like, PC Bev, am I going to get in trouble? Are you going to tell my mum? So that name stuck, and that's why.
I can already see a movie from that PC Bev. DJ Sai, you agree, right?
Yeah, I was just curious to know, do you see some of those young children now? They're probably older now, and do they still call you PC Bev?
They do. They absolutely do.
Manners.
Yeah, PC Bev. And I met even a couple of members of staff, and again, the first thing they said was, "Oh, PC Bev." So some of those kids have gone on to higher education and so forth, and Mum, that's PC Bev. So it's kind of stuck.
That's nice.
Thank you for coming to share this amazing story with us, and we look forward to seeing you soon. And we'll remind us when it's coming out in October, so we can talk about PC Bev.
It will be October, Black History Month, and I'll just say I have brought some books for you, Cutie, which I will sign for you later. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.